Ooh, what's going on, everyone? Hey, hey, bing. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Idea Studio for our weekend live stream. I'm Dana.
I'm Jeb.
Lot going on in Bangkok with this lockdown, not a lockdown, sort of a lockdown, very restricted, not a lockdown, type of thing that we have going on. And today, actually, I just saw the numbers Jib shared with me. First day that we've broken 10,000 new cases. So is that celebration time?
Yeah.
141 dead today, babe?
Yes.
Again, our numbers are continuing to climb. Real quick, I see Cody in the chat. Cody, what's going on, man? How's life out in Hoi Hin? Yeah, so really rough situation. And I know yesterday Jiv was watching the news, and she said that there may be more restrictions. So, Jiv, could you talk to us about that? What the rumors are and when we may hear something?
Well, they discuss about maybe have to be more restriction, which is they didn't say what will it be, because I think we are in a restriction for a week already, and the number is not decline. Actually, is go up like 2 days down, like 8,000 plus, and then 9,000 plus, and then today we reached 10,000, which is, during a week, this week, I keep seeing the news. Oh, the police catch a group of gambler. That's past the curfew time that they must stay in the house, but they grouping, play the card on the truck, back of the truck. It's like, why?
You talk about Yak 3?
Not our soy. And then, fresh news, yesterday, 16, right?
Yeah.
1 a.m. on the July 16, group of 21 persons have birthday party in hotel on Sukhumvit Road. So they have enough money to pay for big room in the hotel. It look like maybe, I don't know, duplex in the hotel S21. Have a party, and of course police check their pee and found half of them have something in.
Surprise, motherfucker! Real quick, I'm gonna babe, real quick, I'm gonna just bounce the audio because it looks like we're out of sync again. All right, hopefully that fixes it. Let's see. Or maybe I have to bounce that. Let's see. That should be better. It looks better on my end. So 21 people all have drugs in their system, or half
Not
of them?
all. I think half, amphetamine, ketamine.
Oh, the good stuff. The good stuff.
But is it good for this time?
No. I'm joking. I'm joking when I say the good stuff, babe. Joking.
It's that is that choice, right?
Yeah.
But with this, imagine if all of them infected, and now hospital full capacity already, and they would just add more work for the healthcare team. I think that's not fair, because they get sick because their own fun.
Again,
but if people get sick because have to go to work to make money, I understand that. But people get sick because they go to party, they go to gambling
outside of restricted hours. So actually, I've been pushing off doing my 50-kilometer walk because I don't think I can finish before 9 p.m.
You should not during this time.
I think I could leave at 4 a.m., which is the start of the open hours, get to my start point for 5, but I don't think I could be home by 9 on a 50-kilometer walk. The way I plan it out with all the stops, probably 10, 11. So it's a long day. So I've been kind of holding off on that. Real quick, I see Eric. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, man? And I see John Poe. Evening, everyone.
Hello.
Auntie Sawadee Krap. Out in the D. So yeah, and then of course I've talked extensively about our neighbors on Yak 3 and how they like to stay up and drink at night.
Yesterday, remember when we walked back from 7-Eleven, not even night time.
Yeah,
They start to drink beer and smoke.
every day together, no masks, just hanging out and like just being shitty. And again, like we have reports of other outbreaks or other cases in the area. And then I talked to my buddy up on 95. He's got the Shirtless News Network has reported 2 new cases.
Yeah, I
in his
told
area.
him like get update from that uncle.
Yeah.
I think
He
I
knows the
delay
gossip.
when I speak?
I think it's just guys. Are you seeing the audio in sync? Because we were having a little bit of visual discrepancy here on our end. Real quick, your Mojo, what's up?
Hello, Joe.
I just saw your new meditation dropped. I gotta watch it. Osito, what's going on? Auntie comes out swinging today. What is sad is that here in the U.S., 45% of the population refusing. What? 45%? Oh my God! 45% of the population is
That's not
refusing.
gonna help.
That doesn't sound right. Is it? Oh, please tell me that you're overestimating. Oh my God. 45% of the population refusing vaccines. Man.
Oh.
Yeah. I know I've seen some of the reports of. Oh, hey Joe, thank you for the coffee, my friend.
Morning coffee.
Yeah. Joe Jib's got the Cafe Boran today. I've got the coffee. Jib was out at the market this morning, so she picked up coffee in a bag.
In a plastic bag with ice, and then put in a paper bag, so it melts
Slow.
slow.
A little bit of thermal insulation. Yeah, so Cody's saying audio is
19
slightly out of
baht.
sync. So guys, I'm gonna real quick before we keep going. You say 19 baht for that Cafe Boran?
Yeah, and I use a 50-50 campaign.
Oh, so wow, so pay less than 9 baht.
Ah.
All right, guys, real quick, I'm gonna just bounce the audio, bounce the video, real quick. Out. Should be a little bit better, I think. Let's hope.
No.
Maybe. Cases doubled in Wisconsin this week.
Wisconsin? What is double? Is a new variant?
Is a new variant in Wisconsin?
Is a Delta there?
Oh.
Wait until Lambda come in.
Yeah. Now I
We
know.
don't have it here yet.
Not yet.
Yet. Ugh.
42%. Oh, only 42. Oh, God.
Only 42.
These numbers are so scary.
Hey.
You know, it's funny because in Thailand, right? Like we've had a slowdown. Neither of our appointments have been canceled yet for second shot, right, or postponed.
No, they didn't say anything yet. Why you say postpone?
Oh, because I saw like some people are having their first shot postponed again.
Because it's their first shot.
Yeah, maybe. And then you sent me a thing that there's an Australian thing for Aussies to get the shot.
In case you have Aussie friends,
Yeah.
that you can pass a message to them.
Conspiracy Orange Man supporters think the vaccine is government control.
Huh?
Oh, God.
It's like they will inject you a chip or something that can track you.
I like
listen and hear what you speak.
They've already got Amazon for that in the U.S.
And you can
and Facebook.
put like a spoon attached to your arm.
Those the magnetic ones are hilarious. Where people are like, see, it's magnetic, and it falls off. or like, hey, just take a shower first, and then see if that still works.
So I think it's like maybe after this outbreak, we should focus more on science class for kids and
Yeah.
like add more topic about health and medication so kid will understand.
Oh, were you in the
What?
hospital? Is that pulse ox?
Who?
Joe said he was in the. What were you in the hospital for all day, Joe?
Huh?
You sent me this.
What happened?
Oh, so Wisconsin's caused by Delta, unvaccinated. Ooh. Now I wonder. So is it mostly in Wisconsin? Is it mostly focused in on Madison
I
and
think
Milwaukee?
that's a check blood sugar.
Oh, it's blood sugar. I thought it was pulse ox.
My. Only one number.
Ah.
I think that's blood sugar.
So like I can't imagine like Menominee where I went to graduate school in Wisconsin.
Where is that?
Menominee, it's northwest.
Monopoly?
Menominee. Oh god, now I can't say it. You're messing me up. Northwestern Wisconsin, middle of nowhere. Audio looks good now, great.
I think now idea of stay somewhere middle of nowhere is a good idea, you know. You don't see any person, you just like, okay, stay home and safe.
99.7% of hospitalizations and deaths are now unvaccinated.
Oh dear.
People carry, yeah, exactly. You know, I'll tell you what the good thing though, Cody, I don't know if you've installed this since you came here, but you're fully vaxxed, so I mean, it's not really a big deal, but I've got the app on my phone from the government that does contact tracing for me. The downside is it kills my battery like crazy when I'm out, but I'm gonna keep it on until I get my second shot and I'm fully like inoculated. Simply because if you do get sick, if you get exposure, it has worked a few times now for contact tracing and shown like the spread. And now with malls being closed, it's not such a big deal. But I think they're probably gonna reopen malls and they'll probably have other restrictions in place. Oh, Osito, thank you. My man. Back in the States with the USD.
Is that Vegas?
No, are you San Diego last time, right? So you still in San Diego, Osita? New York hardcore. What's going on, Todd? So since deaths are only unvaccinated, that means that death rate should drop from the 2%. I mean, that's the majority of the deaths is the unvaccinated, obviously. And if you're not getting vaccinated, you're putting yourself at higher risk. That stands to.
But can he get vaccine?
No, so he could, but he'd have to like change his medication and stuff. I was talking to Todd about this, so he's going to be in Phuket where most people are vaccinated.
That's
so
what I'm saying for you.
Yeah. So if you're going to be around herd immunity, then you're good. You can.
And like
wait.
open air on the beach, it's like minimize all the risks. Not like a pack in the AC room here.
John at least asked for blue nanobots because he's a dude.
Huh?
He wants the blue one so it's more masculine than the pink nanobots. Yeah, did Bill Gates accommodate that for you, John? I think the people with the Bill Gates nanobot thing is hilarious.
Oh, why?
Like he has
How
the
can they get this idea?
People have like all these crazy conspiracies and it's kind of wild.
They're not Mel Gibson in the movie. What is that?
Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Because actually called
Conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy
something.
theory, yeah. I
This is not
think that's on
movie.
Netflix. We should watch that.
It's on.
Yeah, but we should watch it. It's a fun movie. Julia Roberts, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And she ride horse.
She's great in it. She's a great actress.
Yeah, I like.
Well, I watched Heist last night. The first first four shows, first two stories on Netflix about the first one was about a girl and a guy who robbed an armored car in Vegas, like $4 million, and the second one were guys who robbed a U.S. Customs warehouse for $7 million, and the next one is like a bourbon heist. Cody, you had an issue trying to get the app to work? Yeah, me too. I had to actually like go through it a few times. It kept crashing on my iPhone. Not surprised considering they turned it out in like 3 days and somehow got it. They must have had like emergency approval for the App Store, I think, for something like that. But it did eventually work for me.
Do I still have it? หมออะไรหมอชนะใช่ไหม
It's not just saying my brother is in PA and sister and nurse practitioner, and they tell a different story from the hospitals they work at. Oh, did I miss a hospital story? Oh, 42% he's talking about. Let's see, I highly recommend taking max dosage of vitamin D3. Really helps if you do happen to be exposed. So yeah, so vitamin D, in Thailand, we don't have to really worry about it. When you're out in the sun, you get more than enough vitamin D. You can see I've turned into severely two-tone Dana from riding my bicycle. So like
from here.
Yeah. So because I'm out on the bike a lot during the day now.
So for me, it's not that clear anymore. It used to be when I went to school because my sleeve was long like this, so I have two-tone on my arms. But as don't have to go to school, it's like I don't have to go in the sun.
So, but I agree with you, Osi, to that. Like for especially a lot of people who live in like say Wisconsin and who have been or like Cleveland, Detroit, and have been locked down, have not been outside, and getting sun exposure, which releases their vitamin D, then I think that taking vitamin D is definitely a smart move. Like I said, fortunately for us, we're in a tropical country with, unfortunately, a lot of very powerful sun. Every day UV index is at 11.
We just stand outside, just go out this door.
Yeah.
I just water my trees, and then I get sunburn.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're luckily getting our natural allotment of vitamin D, but I know a lot of people in the States and Europe are not. I have friends who have I video chatted with a friend the other day, and he was completely pale. Like he hasn't been in the sun in 6 months.
Oh.
Maybe more.
Maybe he needs the lamp for lizard, the one that you have to wear glasses, but turn that on and you stand with underwear and get the light.
Maybe.
Oh, if
Or
you cannot
naked.
go out.
Yeah, naked. So actually, let's talk about this real quick because Eric said NBA finals are going on in Milwaukee, possible super spreader events. Yes, and actually, Jib and I watched the UFC last Sunday. So it's our Sunday. It's Saturday in the U.S. 20,000 person capacity crowd at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. No mask requirements, and they were not checking vaccination before you went in. So you didn't have to show a vax card. You could just show up, go to the event. Now, I understand, 20,000 people, that's a great gate for any venue. But to think you're going to go and there's no vaccination, that's a bit...
And you go that event, you yell.
Yeah, a lot of screaming going on.
Yeah.
And, I remember when they did their first event with no masks in Florida, before things were wide open. And Florida was like, yeah, we don't care, have an event. And I think they had 12,000 people at the venue in Florida, which is a small UFC event, but to think about that many people in proximity, I'm not even I love going to live fights at small venues because I've been to stadium shows and even I get to sit in the media box at stadium shows. Or I get VIP seating. I don't enjoy it as much as watching it on TV from a technical perspective, simply because you have a better view on TV.
Right, you can see the replay.
Yeah, we've sat cage side at one championship events, and it's
far.
Yeah, it's far still. And something happens on the opposite side of the cage.
Yeah, you cannot see.
This is a big cage, and one has a huge cage. Now, a small venue, you have much better vantage point, but still, it's not the greatest. Oh, you're not on the blood thinners anymore. Yeah, so. Also, yeah, you definitely have issues then if you went. Or did your doctor take you off altogether, or you're not on them? So, yeah, I remember that was one of the things you worried about clots. The QR codes at the stores wouldn't work for me when I was using AT&T. Because of they wouldn't route back to the website because the security certificate's probably broken on the login. Maybe. I'm not saying that's definitely it. When a higher power decides to take me, it won't be because of COVID, probably on my bike. Yeah, I don't think that's a higher power deciding. It's a bad driver deciding in Thailand. We were just talking the other day about like all the stupid shit we see on bikes here. So like we're walking the other day and a guy drives past us on his scooter with both feet out, like just skimming them above the concrete. And he's just wearing a pair of Crocs, right? And Jim's like, why is he putting his feet like that? I'm like, because he's an idiot, right? Because you know what's going to happen. He's going to snag his toe.
He wants to do McGregor.
Yeah, he wants to look like McGregor's leg. But yeah, like we see that all the time. People will ride here with their feet just down, dangling with like a flip flop on or something, and skimming the concrete, which blows my mind. Like that's just so not safe. Or the amount of people we used to see in Prachani Wet doing wheelies on their scooters, and they get the souped up Honda Waves and they'll gun it and you can get the front end up.
Entertaining to see it.
Oh, Fauci gave you the nanobots. Fauci's actually a robot.
Ooh.
Built by Dr. Fauci. He's actually a robot that was built by Mark Zuckerberg's team.
Oh. No, you don't say it because people might believe it's true.
True. My live stream will get shut down by YouTube. I was on my second walk for the day and woke up in the... Oh, damn. So you passed out in the hospital? Passed out on your walk, Joe? Ooh, you okay? Yeah, San Diego just finished shopping and cooked for monks tomorrow. Oh, nice, at the Thai temple. Waiting for traffic to subside before going to my San Diego place. Nice. So going to the temple, so there's going to be some good Thai food for you tomorrow.
Ooh.
Osito. Hey, Deborah. What's up? Peeking in. Yeah, rock that farmer's tan. I know you're out in your yard. You got like the riding mower, the tractor. You're out there all the time, so you probably got one too. But yeah, I got the farmer's tan going on. Like, if I take my shirt off, the tan line around my neck is so crisp. You heard from Patty, Chris, or any others who fled to Samui? Yeah, so I talked to Chris the other day. We're gonna meet up probably on the 20th. Grab a slice of pala and sit out on the front steps and eat it. And then
you can stand and eat it.
Yeah, I got to talk to Patty. Probably message him today or tomorrow. But yeah, so Samui's open. Like those guys bars are open, restaurants are open, which is a little worrisome to me. Like Patty sent me a photo like the first night he was there, and it was just a bar, just like everyone out, no mask, drinking, having a good time. And I get that people want that, but like with the state of things, like an island gives you a bit of isolation and safety, but it also creates a closed-in place where shit can go wrong really quick, right? So that's kind of like, dude, like I'd be a little worried. He's got a dope place though. I saw a video of his place down in Samui, super cheap for where he's at. I saw his video and like some guy pulls over and is talking to him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm staying at this place." The guy's like, "Oh yeah, it's not so nice. Yeah, I don't like it. Get a villa, it's better." Like, dude, he's paying $400 a month for like a very nice studio with a pool and a gym and all this other stuff, and like this guy's like, "No, get a villa." Like, and Patty's like right near the beach because obviously you're on Samui, everything's near the beach, right? It's not like you're far. It's not a huge island. But yeah, like I'll have a conversation with Patty probably this weekend or early next week about some other stuff. Actually, I've got like a piece for his drone here that he sent to my house. Yeah. So this came. I got a package. I had my name on it. I didn't like really look at it before I opened it, and I opened it and I see this, and I had a few things on order at the time. So I'm like, what is this? I don't know what this is. And I'm looking at it and I realize it's like shipped to Next Level Adventures with my name. I'm like, oh, it's for Patty. And I was about to like try to return it on Lazada. So I sent him a picture. He's like, oh, I totally forgot I ordered that. He's like, please hold it for me. It's like, I guess it looks like maybe it's a knob for his drone that helps him, I don't know, select something or turn something on and off. But yeah, they're doing good. They're having fun time down there. They're enjoying themselves. But yeah, overall it's not going to last forever on Samui, unfortunately. I think there are too many people who went there before the restrictions for travel were in place. Like Patty took a ferry over, right, with no worries about it. So,
Let's
is
hope
what
that
it
it
is.
works.
Yeah.
So as a Phuket Sandbox work well about economic there. So Samui now repeat it. Let's hope they all do well.
Yeah, anyone in the north should take vitamin D. All Alaskans are vitamin D deficient. Yeah, right. The natives because they diet of fish. Yeah, true. Up in Alaska, especially you have 6 months no sun or like a few months no sun. So I imagine that. Yeah, like I said, luckily go outside here for a few minutes. By the time we end today's live stream, UV index will be maximum 11.
Yeah.
Right, like every day it hits 11 before noon. Yesterday, like 10 o'clock, it was at 11. I was like, oh, I don't want to go outside. I should have gone out
So here
earlier.
people avoid sun.
Yeah. It's funny when you see someone walking in the middle of the day, no clouds in the sky, but they have the umbrella, just walking to keep themselves out of the sun. Jib has it too, yeah. Because it is too hot, too much sun. Even Jib could burn with her darker skin, right?
And my eyes hurt.
Yeah. That's just because we're blind. I'm on a script for D2 5000 IU because I've been out except medical reasons over a year. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, if you're not getting in the sun, to get a normal dosage, definitely should take it. I just finished I had a pack of vitamin D and a bottle of vitamin D. I just finished taking it simply because, I had it. I was like, I'll just finish it up. Six Yankees people tested positive, but yet they're still fans. That's crazy. Oh, well, look, they're doing no fans at the Olympics, right? So it's basically a big 4TV sporting event. But so the rumor is, and not so much rumor, I have friends who have been in the Olympics. And so they've told me this is actually true, that the Olympic Village is essentially just like a sex party. Everyone's just fucking everyone. And it's pretty wild. And so, they have free condoms everywhere in the Olympic Village. So you go to eat at McDonald's, free condoms on your way out. You go walking somewhere, there's buckets of condoms, and it's basically a bunch of for the most part, young, very athletic, attractive people.
Lots of hormones.
Yeah, a lot of hormones. And when your event's done, you got nothing to do for the rest of the event. So you got to pass that time somehow. Like I said, I have a few friends who've been in the Olympics, and this is what they told me. They said, it's not everyone, but the people who want to be down for that are down for that. And I have a friend who was in the Olympics long time ago, when I was a kid, and it was still the same then. So it's not a recent thing. And I have friends who have been in more recently. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that there's no fans, no spectators in Japan. Japan must be losing billions of dollars on this. Because most of these cities bid for the Olympics on this notion that they're going to somehow be able to increase revenue through tourism. And for the most part, it never really works out because they spend so much money to prepare for the OIC's level of event that there's no way they're going to break even. And, their hope is follow-on tourism and all this other stuff. But... it really never happens. I watched a documentary years ago on the financials of hosting the Olympics, and it's absolutely ridiculous what goes into it. I think it was during the Brazil Olympics where they were destroying whole slums, and there's essentially no labor costs, right? Free labor because it's such a cheap country, and they still lost $1 billion. Absolutely insane. Again, it would be cool for Japan. I mean, I know Jib and her friends were actually talking about going to one of the events early on, 2 years ago. They were talking about buying tickets and be able to go for badminton.
Right.
And it's obviously not happening. Good thing you didn't buy that early.
Because my friends they like to go there and they kind of expert for Japan. Like they drive, they know where to stay cheap and safe. It's like, oh, it would be nice to go with them because they know where to eat. Like they like to eat. You see how much I ate salmon, right? They
Yes.
double me. Every one of them. Seriously. Even job cannot beat them. Like, cannot.
Yeah, the athlete villages will. Yeah, some players won't be vaccinated. That's true. I'm sure, like most countries, are trying to vaccinate their athletes
Yeah,
before ahead of time.
I think all Thai athletes has to have vaccine before they go out.
Yeah, so you'll see. It's definitely interesting to think about, you know, the and I wonder like if they have insurance that covers like something like this for Japan, right? If they have insurance to cover their losses for all these stadiums they built and everything, and no tourism dollars, 0 tickets sold to the Olympics.
Sad.
Yeah, oh yeah, Sha'Carri Richardson. She has been barred from the Olympics because she tested positive for weed before she beat everyone in a race. And so apparently too, like she used it when she was in Portland where it's legal, and then tested positive in other cities. Is that right, John? That's what I read. And again, the fact that weed is on the OIC's, the WADA ban list is just ridiculous. Personally, I think get rid of the idea of banned substances. Let athletes take whatever they want and compete at those levels. So if you want to be a chick full of steroids and, you know, all these like anti-aging things and other drugs, go for it. Cocaine right before you run,
No,
sure.
not everyone will take the same
Well,
thing.
yeah, but then like we'll know who like what the upper limits of human potential is, right? And then we'll know like, okay, this is how far you can push the human body.
And then dies early.
Some of them may. Some of them may.
No.
Hey, Gator Jake, what's going on, man? I love that the emoji is a profile picture. So good. Hey, Craig, what's going on? Hi to us and the entire country of Thailand. I wish the entire country of Thailand was watching. Maybe someday. Watching the Yankees fans right behind home plate.
Huh?
Yeah, the baseball game.
Okay. I don't know about baseball.
Oh, Bill Gates built Fauci, not Zuck. I thought Zuck built him. And then he was injecting Bill Gates' nanites into people, but Zuck actually built them. This is what gets people kicked off YouTube, is talking about ridiculous stuff, and they're going to be like, oh, you can't say those things.
No, you cannot like make a joke like this because some people will believe it's true. Because they don't know that, oh, you kind of like make a joke.
Starting Saturday, LA County goes back to full mask mandate for
Yeah.
all indoor places, regardless of vaccination status. Nice. That's. Look, I know no one likes to wear a mask. Like I don't love to wear a mask when I'm out, but for me, it's better than getting infected or infecting someone else.
Delta there.
Yeah.
Because before this, it's like Alpha from
Alpha, yeah.
UK. That one is like, okay, it's easy to infect, but it's like not that serious. But then Delta comes like easier to infect and get worse.
And even people with vaccines are catching the Delta variant and
Yeah.
being sick,
Yeah.
but having very little symptoms.
Yeah.
There we go. John's a farmer's tan big time, especially since I have no pigment. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, right. I definitely, no pigment in me either. You see like the underside of my arm. I'm as white as they come. Instead of moving to Thailand, I should have moved to someplace like England where there's never any sun.
No, then you will be pale.
It's a joke because I'm so white. That's like my natural environment. Oh, need coffee. Nice. Coffee.
Nee,
Yeah,
coffee.
Oh, you already drank the other cup?
Oh. It's hot coffee. I finished that
okay,
first.
Okay. Yeah, the Cafe Baran in the bag. So it's full of milk, condensed milk, and regular milk, and
Sugar.
sugar. Yeah, Cafe Baran it's like Thai tea, but with their native coffee. Wait, what? Monkeypox?
What's that?
U.S. just got a case of monkeypox.
What is monkey?
So I guess similar to chickenpox.
Chicken pox? Yeah, I had it before.
I had it as a kid, yeah. And I remember having to
monkeypox?
sit in a tub full of like oatmeal. And like, oh,
Yeah.
monkeypox, huh?
What is monkeypox?
It's an interesting question. What is monkeypox? I don't know. Pretty serious though, I guess.
Whatever get from monkey is always serious.
Yeah. Craig says the key is to smoke pot every day, protect the lungs. Viral illness typically being flu-like. So is it related to the shingle virus? Oh wow, causes swelling of the lymph nodes. Ooh. Should last 2 to 4 weeks. So, same virus, smallpox, but causes a milder infection. Ooh, same as smallpox. Oh. That's not good.
And it's worse. That might be hidden in your body and get it later.
So, Craig, are you working on this theory right now? Are you proving this correct? Smoke weed every day? And like, was it Nate Dogg? Smoke weed every day. West Side Connection, right? Hold it up to the camera. Show John sending us his graphics. So he's out there taking care of the COVID.
No, taking care is all 3. Like.
UV was 11.1 here today. Ooh.
Where?
Florida.
Huh? Oh yeah, it's like okay, Florida. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's like an average day here, though. I can't think of the last day where it didn't hit 11 in Thailand. So the Olympic Village is like the villages here in Florida. The village is a senior citizen community where STDs run rampant.
Huh?
Is that the one where they're all rolling around on like electric golf carts that look like cars? And so it's a senior citizen village where they just all fucking all the time.
What?
And don't need to use condoms because no one's getting pregnant.
Wait. But they're old.
Viagra.
Ah.
Viagra and lubricants go a long way. Deborah says Grandpa got his groove back. Yeah, I bet you like there's like a Circle K outside of that place, or maybe inside the borders, and all they sell is like Viagra, over-the-counter dick pills, and KY jelly.
Wait. It's like if they're like 80s.
Hey, you know what? People still have needs, babe, when you're older. Sister's working in a retirement village here and said the same thing. These milkshakes. So I used to work. No, I didn't work. I took a class with an ex-girlfriend. So she wanted to take a class to be a CNA. And she asked me if I would take it with her. It was like $89. And you had to do like a clinical at the end of the class before you could take the test. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll take the class. It's like 3 nights a week or something. And it wasn't hard. It was funny because she didn't pass the final exam, the written or the practical. And I got perfect scores. And I was like, I don't want to do this job. But we were doing a practical in a retirement home.
You can use that knowledge to take care of yourself now.
Yeah, I can't lift myself out of bed. That's 90% of what they teach you. And then how to read medical abbreviations.
I cannot lift you.
But so we were working in as our clinical. We had to do like 2 nights a week for like 4 weeks in a retirement home. And I remember like one of the shifts walking around, and like a lot of time you're changing bedpans and stuff like that. And we walked in, and there was an old guy jerking off to porn in his room. Like, we knocked on the door, like, hey, can we come in? He's like, yeah, come in. He's
Oh my god.
He's like, I'm almost done. I was like, I will be back. And one of the girls was like, I'm going to go tell the doctor. I'm like, why? It's not a medical emergency. The doctor's not going to do anything.
Maybe doctor will sedate him.
Maybe give him like a little bit of lotion, let it go quicker. Hey, J Spider. Anyone else having problem with 90-day reporting by mail? I've been waiting 36 days for my approval.
Ooh.
I've never done it by mail, Jay. I've only ever done it online, or we send an agent.
Or me.
Or Jib went last time because she refused to send the agent. Jib gets sometime in like super frugal mode. It's like, no agent.
I can do it.
But last time, so I could not do it online last time. Something was wrong with the database, and it wouldn't recognize my passport. And so...
No one can do it. I think they like, it's because of the system or something that is not take anything, like no matter what.
Yeah, so, but I've never done it by mail. I didn't even know that was an option.
There's option, but I don't really trust that because, well, I think with that one, you just send like a photocopy of your passport and other stuff. Like it's just photocopy, but nothing will confirm that they like receive your document and they will return it. So like, I would like to make sure that okay, get it new for sure.
Yeah, like I said, for me, like usually online's fine. And I didn't know that you need to print like the thing they send you online, put it in your passport, because I got in trouble for that once. But online has always worked well for me, except last time it wouldn't register.
Last 2 times.
No, time before that it worked.
No, we paid for agent one
Did
time.
we?
Yes.
No, I think that was like a year ago, because it was.
No, just recent one before this,
Oh,
and then the last time that
so
I
last
go
2
for
times. But yeah, and actually for years and years it didn't work on Chrome. Now it works on Chrome, but the security certificate also fails on that site sometimes, so it's not always up to date. Yes, hit the like button. Take that like button and hold its hand. Massage it. Make it feel good. Make it feel sexy. Let me see what else we got going on here in the comments. But yeah, Jay, good luck on, like I said, I've never done mail. 36 days seems like a long time. This is good, John.
you. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, what happened to it? I heard it.
Make it big.
Cough again, I dare you. That's a good one. I like that. That's cute.
Maybe that's me. Sneeze again.
Maybe.
I dare you.
I've got allergies right now, so when I sneeze, it's a little crazy.
Non-stop sneeze.
So yeah, Shikari was, but the conspiracy people said she did it to cover her performance-enhancing drugs. Wait, so they think weed is gonna cover performance-enhancing drugs? I mean, Olympic athletes are the most tested athletes in the world. The Olympics is kind of ridiculous. Like, these people don't get paid. These athletes don't really get paid. Like in Thailand, they come back, if you win a gold medal, you get money from the government, like a parade.
Sponsor?
Yeah, some of them end up with like military jobs and like work in the military for the rest of their life type of thing. So they get taken care of. But in the U.S., it's not like that. And in the U.S., these people are paying out of pocket to compete in the Olympics, to train. It's not cheap. At least here in Thailand, and like a lot of other countries, most of those expenses are covered by the government. You know, in Thailand, actually, probably women's weightlifting is probably Thailand's most dominant sport in the Olympics.
No, in Olympics level, I think China.
No, for lightweight women, I'm saying that's Thailand's most dominant. Like that, they do the best
lightweight.
in women's weightlifting. Yeah. Mutant Olympics, drugs and thugs. Hey, I'm down for that. I'd watch that before I watch the Olympics. It's the price you got to pay for greatness, Deborah. It's the price you got to pay for greatness. heart attack. No, I mean, like, there's a lot of misinformation about like performance enhancing drugs out there. A lot of that has to do with the fact that we don't really study them, right? And so there's not a lot of medical research on them because they're banned for human use. But the reality is people are using them successfully in a lot of sports. And I'm sure a lot of Olympic athletes are using them and then, getting and not being caught. And now the Olympics actually freezes your samples for like so many years and they'll test it later. And that was like a few years ago. Some of the sprinters were found to have tested positive for something else like 8 years after the Olympics, right? And they ended up, finding out like, oh, you actually had this drug in your system. So, the drugs always outpace the testing. And there's just no official clinical data out there. But like you don't see Olympic athletes dropping dead from heart attacks. Very few pro athletes dropping dead from heart attacks.
Ayoy.
Here we go. Delta variant is only affecting those who are not vaccinated as far as severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Vaccinations are a wonderful thing. Marvel of modern medicine. Got a nice hot UCC black coffee I just opened. Nice. I love UCC. I go to UCC here in Bangkok, and
Siam Paragon.
yeah, they have a great coffee selection, and usually they have siphon a lot of the time, which I love. I love siphon coffee. Hot and black. That's right. That's how I like my coffee. It was one of my retirement resolutions. Smoking weed every day. Protecting the lungs.
ไม่ใช่
Do you mix any edibles in there with that, Craig? Your assessment of the villages was correct. Your sister was a nursing manager. She had to review all the residents' medical reports. She said penicillin was being given out like water. I had a friend.
What?
You guys remember the resort? I think it was called Hedonism in Japan. Not Japan, Jamaica. And I had a friend who went to Hedonism, and they had girls who would walk around with trays and selling shots of penicillin. And they would basically, you could just get, like, they would pin you in the ass with penicillin and then off to the next. And I'm pretty sure they weren't nurses. They were just random girls with syringes full of penicillin selling them for like $5 a pop. Hedonism is basically a place where just people go and have orgies. Yeah, good times. Good times. And my friend went there, though, and he never went back. He said it was very fun, but not the quality of experience he was hoping for. He spent a week there.
A week.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. They sell 47% of their at Villages lubricants for him and her, KY yours and mine, couples lubricant, 3 fluid ounces.
Oh.
Joe knows a lot about this.
Huh.
Penicillin and KY. It doesn't sound like that bad of a time. If you're older and you single older person, that's the place to be.
You read books. Do some handcraft. Not just use hand to make
but
art.
You can fit a few orgies in during the day as well. They're just looking for inspiration. Why not? Probably, the people who are retired now, they grew up in a much more conservative time. So for them, it's just, getting it out of the system. John went to Carnival in Rio twice in the 80s. It was like hedonism, crazy times for a young single person. I bet. And as well as, Brazil is kind of wild on top of that. Very sexual culture. Dave, what's going on, man? How's things? 100% healthy now? Back at it? Wife is letting you out into the wild? Not keeping you on extra lockdown? Just maybe keeping the salt away from you? No samtum for you?
I should do that to you.
Just white rice. I gotta get my salt consumption down for sure. For sure. Comments are lagging behind. So I'm wondering what we're gonna see as far as extra restrictions.
Not sure yet. Not official announcement.
Yeah, they're probably gonna close parks again, I bet.
Oh, one of the guys that I follow on Facebook, he like vegetarian, like go exercise in the park. So he's like take you photo at the park, like Jarujak area.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, today I come to jog, easy jog. I wear masks, of course, but I see many people no masks. Like they pull it down to the chin and they jog. And when security guard see them, it's like, hey, masks on, and they just take it up. And when they run further, they just pull it down again. So he said, like, well, this might be the cause. Like they will shut down. They might order to close the park again because of those people. Like if it's not comfortable to run with masks, then you walk.
Yeah.
Or you do something else, like ride bicycle, I don't know, maybe.
Very likely. So Joe lives an hour and a half away. So it's like a weekend trip for you, Joe.
Why Joe have to go there? What?
Some of the people in the villages getting their swerve on were at Woodstock, so I wouldn't say they were expressing their repressive. Yeah, true. Maybe they're just reliving their fun times. The original Woodstock, not the what was it, 1999 Woodstock, where they had like riots and rapes.
When you get old, should I send you to that type of village? Right?
No, we'll still be together. I'm wondering if the Delta variant with school about to start up in a few weeks, how they're going to start the year. You know, my so our daughter here, she just online in Thailand, probably for the rest of the year. My son in the U.S. was doing it online, but I think his school was planning to open up in September for the new school year. But I don't know if that's still the case or not. We'll see. He's vaccinated now, so he's 12. He got vaccinated, like right as soon as he was able to. So he's good if he goes back. But you know, so he lives in like the Cleveland area, so it's not too bad. But like Ohio in general seems to have quite a few misnomers about vaccination. A lot of anti-vaxxers.
Huh.
Apparently, a lot of QAnon as well in Ohio. People who think that they're secret agents feeding information to 4chan. Were you at Woodstock, Deborah? You having flashbacks? I almost went to the Woodstock 99, and like last minute, my friend's car blew up, and we couldn't source out another ride, so we didn't go. And it turned out to be lucky because apparently it was like a shitty event. We didn't even have tickets. We were just going to go and show up. And he's like, oh, we'll find our way in. It won't be hard. And his car, like his radiator blew up, and so we couldn't get anywhere. Good times. I'm actually surprised more radiators don't blow up here. Like you just don't see radiators exploding on the side of the road.
Why?
Because it's so hot. Actually, I remember one time like being up in Isan, and on the side of the highway they had places where you could park your car and pop your hood, and they would blow a fan into the engine.
ใช่
Yeah.
Wait until because this year is like not really big Songkran. For 2 years that we don't have the big event for Songkran, then no traffic. That like car will
Go crazy.
Yeah.
Traffic. 3 kids are under 10. Oh, okay. So definitely not at Woodstock. 3 kids under 10. That's kind of wild. How spread out are they? 3 kids all under 10. That's a handful. That's a lot of work.
yeah.
Back in the day, we snuck into hedonism. Nice. And sandals under the cover of darkness from beachfront in the water. Drank for free. Participated in some debauchery. The locals showed us the way. Oh, nice. Yeah, drinking for free and partaking in the activities. That's the way to do it. and not paying. That's key. No retirement people having Woodstock flashback. Oh, gotcha. Retirement people having the Woodstock. Yeah, for sure. The free love. Yeah, no, I hear some wild shit about Burning Man. I have a few friends who have been to Burning Man, and yeah, it's apparently quite wild. What actually? So I have a friend. He lives in San Francisco. He's an installation artist, so he does like musical installations, like musical art stuff. And he goes to Burning Man. He's gone every year since it started, I think. And I remember when I saw him, he was telling me a story about going. This is when he still lived in Boston. He went and he came back. He's like, dude, it was the craziest thing ever. He's like, we're all taking LSD. And he said he goes to a tent. There was a camp that he was staying in where they had everyone was having orgies. And so they had like different orgy tents. Like, you know, straight orgy, gay orgy, like unprotected orgy. Like you could pick your tent. And so he said he went to the straight orgy tent. He's also like a kind of an awkward guy. Like, so I could picture like him in this situation very much like reacting like how I would act if I walked into this tent. And so he said he walked in, he started to dance a little bit, like trying to figure out what's going on. And he's like, there was like 3 or 4 big beds and everyone was like just having sex. And so he just walked over and just starts having sex with one of the girls. And then he sees like this one really hot chick, like sort of in the middle, and like all the guys are like trying to get around her. So he's trying to get to her. And he's like working his way over, like sex with different people on the way. And he finally makes his way over to the hottest chick. And he's like, he starts making out with her, and he's like something about like she just tasted like absolute garbage, and it just turned him off completely. He turns around and walks out of the orgy. Jim's face. Yeah. So then the same guy, he was inadvertently penetrated by another dude at the same orgy. That was the other story. Like while he was like having sex with one of the girls, a guy came up behind him and just slipped it in. And he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He just, oh, sorry. I'm like, hey, it's the price you gotta pay, my friend. 5 kids. Oh my God. 29, 27, 9 and 7-year-old girls and a 3-year-old son.
Huh?
Holy shit. 29, 27.
Why is so... Oh yeah, if we have kids, then Jam will be like far.
True, yeah. Yeah, so if we had a kid now, Jam's 17. Damn. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's...
Wow.
So 5 is a lot. There's a lot of kids, though, Deborah. I'm just saying. Jim and I each have 1, and that's a lot for us.
But I think like she always like refresh like when like the 2 become adult. She has another 2 teenager, and then the youngest one still cute, you know.
True.
When she's tired from like, oh my God, my teenager.
So
babe,
you keep saying like you're too old to have another kid. So she's 48. She has a 3-year-old.
Whoa. Okay, then I have many years.
Yeah, sure. Always possible. Always possible.
Okay.
We can discuss. So yeah. 5 is that's committed to the
work.
That's committed to the
Just
child giving
think about
process.
Do laundry, have to cook and clean.
It's gonna be a lot of mama noodles.
No, not good for kid.
Yeah. So we were talking about like if we had a kid, will we have like so we think genetically we'd probably have a pretty good offspring. But like do we have the mental toughness to just be tough with the kid to turn them into an absolute monster? I don't know. Germany had a great time. Woodstock for metalheads. Metalhead Woodstock.
What do you say about this?
Oh, did I missed it? Yeah, we go.
Florida?
In Florida, we're open for everything. We embrace a prioritized system of vaccinating for the most vulnerable, and now anyone can walk in and get vaxxed if they want it with no appointment, no lockdowns. Hey?
Well, at least you have enough vaccine that you can walk in and get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with prioritizing the vulnerable for vaccines. I think Florida opened a bit early, man. I remember the first UFC event at Florida with no masks. It was like way before the rest of the country
But
opened.
you know, like after you get vaccine, you have to wait until your body
It builds up immunity.
yeah, it's not like okay, get it,
Yeah.
and then go to event next day. It's not that help, huh?
We go to Jamaica, watch a guy use an automotive press to push a pound of pot into the soles of high-top sneakers at DHS. That's California. Nice. A pound of pot into sneakers. Hey, I saw something where it was like some drugs get molded into items and then like chemically turn back into their original part. So it is, but not weed. Obviously, weed's too botanical.
Huh.
Joe's laughing at your face when talking about my buddy at the Burning Man orgy.
Hi.
LOL, but you're not 48. So Jim's 40. Right, I'm 42. So we have some time. Oh, Deborah's husband's 33 years old.
Ah, is that a hint that I should get younger husband?
Whoa, hey. Hey. Well, there won't be that type of talk here, Deborah. Mojo has 7 kids plus 1 adopted plus 18 grandkids.
Wait.
Damn.
7?
Joe's also committed to the child making process.
Yeah.
7 is a lot.
A lot. So like you have to have a van when you go out to
A
restaurant.
bus. Have to get a bus.
Or like yellow school bus.
Yeah.
No, just a van. Just
Drive
a
around
van.
in a motorhome.
Oh my god. Oh, lots of kids.
There was like, wasn't there some TV show in the U.S. about a guy and his
Cheaper
wife?
by dozen.
They had like 40 kids or like 19 kids or something.
Is it real?
Yeah. They had like a house that they built with like all of the bedrooms. Yeah.
Oh.
They were just banging them out.
I
Like,
cannot.
Every 10 months, the wife's giving birth to a new kid.
No. That's lots of work.
Imagine basically that. So she must have been like constantly pregnant for like 15 years.
Maybe she has twins sometime.
Deborah's got 9 grandkids. Damn.
Yo.
That's wild. 9 and Joe's got, what do you say, 17,
Yeah.
18 grandkids. Damn.
My god.
No, I mean, that's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but that's so many. Like,
I don't know,
to
but-
think about the scale of that. It's mind-boggling.
Now, like Thai family, it's just like 1 or 2. 3 will be the most. But when my grandma time, it can be like 12, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, so
Because that time medical is not good, so from 12 they might survive until become adults, like 9 of them. That type, you know.
my great grandparents on my mother's side were alive for like until I was a teenager. Or at least my great grandfather was alive until I was a teenager, and I want to say he had over 100 great grandkids and like 50 something grandkids. Yeah, I think they had like 12 kids. I mean,
Oh.
yeah, quite a few. I don't even know, like, and again, most of that family lived in the same city I grew up in.
So like, if you walk around that city, you might dating your relatives.
Very positive. No, like we all knew each other, so there was only like 3 or 4 names in that family, right? So like we all kind of knew. who
Okay,
each
when you
other
see the
was.
last name, you okay,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Like for my last name, as it new. So like whoever used this, we know we relate
Everyone
somehow.
in the Chanawangsa clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
So we like relate somehow, like from, like, we can like trace it back. Like, who's your mom?
Yeah.
Who's your dad again? Like, okay, I know, that's my uncle. Or like, you know.
So yeah, in the original like family, like the kids and the grandkids were like only like a few names, And then, like, obviously with great grandkids, it spreads out into, like, innumerable amounts. But yeah, it's crazy. Crazy how that works.
That's why you're searching for new genetics?
Yeah, so actually I was telling Jib, like, I'm not 100% convinced my father is actually my genetic father. And so I was like, but he's dead. He's been dead for a long time. So I have no way to get his DNA. He has a brother that I could potentially get. I could figure out some way to get him to take a DNA test. And then we could see if we have paternal DNA in common. But, you know, it'd be, or I could get like a cousin, but yeah, he has one son, one daughter. So those are my only options to try to figure it out. Jib's like, what difference is it going to make? Because no matter what, it's not like I could find out who my actual father was, so I couldn't get any additional genetic information. So it really is kind of pointless. So John says we were just fine with twins. As soon as I counted fingers, toes, made sure both were healthy kids, then it gets snipped. So this is like, Jib and I keep talking about, like, should I get snipped or not? Because you can basically do it for free in Thailand. Like, you make a donation at the condoms and cabbage and condoms clinic, and they'll do it for you. Send you home with a single painkiller and tell you to put ice on it.
I can do that for you.
Might try, but we have to really have conversation as well. Like, do we want to have a kid? Like, lifestyle wise, what would that look like? Yeah, we've got a teenage daughter. My son's gonna be a teenager this year. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. You want to have baby for the next 18 years?
Fine. I can raise a kid like my friend.
Send him to live at Muay Thai camp.
No, like, you know, take good care of them, like very like warm and cuddling for
But
2
see,
years.
that doesn't make the monster.
No.
Like, this is the other thing. So Thai people want their kid to, like, be in the same room as them. I think you let the kid self-coddle.
Because mother doesn't have to get up and walk to other rooms.
No, you just let them cry until they fall back asleep.
That's how you have like a psycho adult.
I'm okay with that.
That's how you grew up, man.
Deborah got her groove back. Deborah out there robbing the cradle. Puma lady on the prowl. For the young prey. Hey, you know, there's nothing wrong, right? She's, you know, when you're hunting the younger prey, you're hunting at a higher level, right? So she's clearly got the skills.
Maybe I try some.
You were married.
Oh, okay.
Lincoln Navigator. Oh, that's what he used to drive the kids around. Lincoln Navigator. Was that the
What's
SUV? The Lincoln SUV? It's like a big.
How many seats in that
Probably
car?
7 at least.
Also fit
9,
all the
or
number.
maybe 9.
So just like enough for kids.
I was a Kruger.
Oh, they now call me once with this
As a
word.
joke. Joe's oldest is your age.
Huh?
His oldest is your age. His oldest kid
Wow.
is your age.
Okay.
Oh, here you go. The Dugars, 19 kids and counting. 19 kids. How do you have 19 kids?
Wait. It's like they all born from one woman. 19 kids.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a lot of
I
fucking.
don't want to think about what happened inside her body for the 19 kids.
Right?
Because it's like lots of nutrients that like fetus will bring from the mother.
Yeah. Deborah's husband's
Maybe she-
Catholic. She's Baptist. Yeah, my whole family's Catholic. They all like fucking having kids.
What's that mean?
Just Catholics. Just a joke.
So what does that mean?
Mike in the D. What's up, Mike? How's Detroit? How you doing with how's life in Detroit right now? You guys doing okay with COVID? And then Mike jumps right in. Must be Catholics.
Why?
Yeah, my whole family's Catholic.
I don't understand.
No, they don't use protection.
And why you only shower?
Well, you know, when you get it right the first time, there's no need to repeat. Or maybe I was just so powerful coming out, nothing could follow. Still going nice. Eric's used to live in Utah. Big Mormon families there and lots of polygamists in southern part. Yeah, man, the whole polygamy thing is crazy. Like, apparently, like, you remember Mitt Romney, and like, I guess he's got a bunch of family members who live in Mexico on a big polygamy like village that they built out in Mexico, or like a big polygamy ranch. And Mitt Romney's family, which it blows my mind that he got as far as he did for as presidential candidate with that in his background. Was sore for a few days after, but worth the discomfort. Yeah, I mean, like, you're talking about, like, the snip, right? You get sore for a few days. And they do it while you're awake, right? They just give you a Valium, and then they chop it. Valium, a little local anesthesia, and go to town. I took a U.S. ambassador to Cabbage and Condoms off Sukhumvit years ago. So they hold a lot of events there for the embassies. Because the embassies like to support that doctor's cause. But there's one in Pattaya, one off... Is it Soy 9, babe? No,
10.
10.
10 or 12.
Yeah, it's an even side. Yeah, we've been a few times. We had... so the first time Jib and I... it was at least the first time I went there. Did you go there before we met Bev there? Bev in Chiron? So that was your first time?
I went to other branch.
But that one was your first time also when we met Bev in Chiron?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we, so it's funny because we met my friend Bev, who knows a lot of people. She travels all over the world for work. Introduced us to our other friend Chiron there, she's from Malaysia, and she was in Thailand working with like a non-profit, and they were working with the doctor from Cabbage and Condoms, and so we met there for dinner. I thought the food is really good. It's kind of funny when they give you condoms as in your bill. And so for dinner, it was like me and like the three ladies. So they could put a bunch of condoms.
I think that's
in the
a
bill.
lunch that we met.
Yeah,
Bev.
it was lunch.
Yeah.
But I remember the air quality was like so bad at the time. I was wearing my full respirator.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all love.
Yeah. But it's an outdoor restaurant, but you're surrounded by greenery. It actually feels quite fresh inside.
Chai.
Joe says we should go for it and have one.
Go for it.
Have a kid. There'll be one who's still working when you're both in a home, and he or she can pay the bills. Yeah, I don't want to saddle a kid with that. I know that's like the Asian style, but both Jib and I have like talked about like that's not what we want for like our kids to be like indebted to us for like because we fucked. Like he shouldn't be indebted to us for life because I didn't pull out. So, but that's the reality of the situation in Asia. You see a lot of kids, they have this very family-oriented unit, but Jib and I both agree, like, we shouldn't, like, have our kids indebted to us because of that.
Should I wash it?
Actual vasectomy, maybe later. Oh, the Lincoln Navigator seats 9, okay. My wife's from a agrarian family. Her grandmother and dad's side had 18 kids, while grandmother and mom's side had 13. Whoa! 18. This is big barbecues.
How?
Yeah, looking at this, that took like 10 minutes total. Gave me a script for narco and an ice pack. Yeah, that's essentially what I heard here is you go in, and they do like 30-minute appointments. And so it's like they give you a Valium like 20 minutes before your surgery. And then one person goes out, they sterilize the room, bring the next person in, drop your pants, clean it with iodine, snip, stitch, good to go. Send you home with an ice pack and some painkillers. Which actually you can't get narcotic painkillers here that easily. You'd have to go to a hospital pharmacy because it's a controlled substance. So the best you can really get is like Tylenol, like paracetamol over the counter. I don't think they don't sell. Oh no, we had something that had like over the counter 1% codeine.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What is that?
We had like some painkiller and then a muscle relaxer. That has,
Or painkiller they have, but I don't know. Is that the medicine that you want?
no, I don't. No, I don't like to take painkillers if I don't have to. Like I'd rather just take Tylenol or like a muscle relaxer.
Normally, I don't take medicine.
Yeah, Jib takes nothing. I take unlimited amounts of drugs.
You take everything, and you still look old, older than me.
I have like my daily pill routine and like weekly like injections and everything is like crazy. And Jib's over here like I'm just gonna drink more water.
Eat fruit.
Eat fruit. I eat fruit. We have dragon fruit we have to eat today. Oh, we have an avocado that we're gonna cook that we're gonna make today. Oh, I can't
And we
wait.
have fresh rosemary.
Yeah.
I don't know what to cook with.
Yeah. I made a rosemary chicken over the week for Jib. We have fresh rosemary plant that we got from Chiang Mai. We got these. I'm gonna make kale for lunch.
Okay.
We got these great vegetables today from this farm in Chiang Mai that they usually grow for like they usually grow them for like hotels and restaurants. And so obviously none of that business is going, so they've been
So
trying
they
to sell.
cancel.
Yeah.
Like the farmer that already grows stuff.
Yeah.
Which is I understand restaurant also like why they gonna get it when they cannot sell, but it's hard for farmers. So it's like okay, I buy one of those.
We got eggplant, like a purple eggplant.
Yeah, big one.
The best eggplant I've ever had.
And you say it's better than when
yeah.
like you say it's better than when you have it in
the U.S. Yeah.
It surprised me.
It is so good, guys. And like when we cooked it was like so creamy inside and it's just perfect. I did fuck up and use a little bit too much of
with sodium
Golden Mountain sauce.
Dave,
So
if you're still here,
yeah, Dave, don't.
he will follow you soon.
Don't eat food that I cooked, Dave. It was way too much soda. I marinated it and I put some Golden Mountain sauce. It was a bit too much. But yeah, as far as like just the quality of the eggplant, it was so good. And we've got a bunch of kale to eat. And like a foreign kale, which is Western kale, which is hard to get here. Curly
That
kale.
he complained me before that. Oh, get kale for me, and like
she come back with like spinach.
it's a kale, like Thai kale. I say no, this is not a kale. Like sorry, this is the only kale that I know here.
Oh, so real quick, I saw this Gay Jake. Yeah, that's originally to raise money for AIDS awareness in the 90s and to provide services for prostitutes. For sex workers in Thailand, because there's even today there it really is like an underserved. Sex workers are a very underserved community even in Bangkok, and so that was the doctor's original intent, and it made a big impact on HIV in Thailand. In the 90s, it was rampant.
I think it's the number is like slow down
considerably, and then you still have guys like Bareback Walsh and Raw Dog Eddie going wild. So, you know, it's he's done a really great job. And it's a great cause to support. But, yeah, they do a lot of stuff like vasectomies. They do, free condoms, obviously, for everyone who goes in. And then they do a lot of outreach still. And they have one in Pattaya and one here. And they do a lot of good work.
I don't know, but I see the restaurant. I went there with family in somewhere on Ratchaburi province.
Yeah, the food there is fantastic.
Good food.
Very good and not expensive. It's very cheap, and it's like good quality Thai food, very well cooked. Actually, the food at Cabbage and Condom isn't bad. They make one dish yum som o, which
pomelo.
is grapefruit salad. Oh, pomelo, that I cannot replicate. Yeah, I think I had that. It's like spicy.
Yum, yum.
Yeah.
Spicy, sour.
Yeah, it was good.
Salty.
Yeah, I really like the food there. I've been 3 times now, I think, or twice, and it was just always a good experience, and it's not expensive.
Good food.
Yeah, and it's well prepared Thai food, and it's a comfortable place to hang out.
But we don't really go to that direction.
Hey Joe, man, have a good one. I hope you feel better, dude. Let me know. Hit me up on Messenger. Let me know how you're feeling. All right, folks. John's heading out as well. Be safe. New vid coming in a couple days. Custom paint job on a guitar. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm working on the edit for the craft video. It's been kind of racking my brain. I had it done, but I didn't like it, so I started over.
Too many footage.
A lot of footage. See, my screen buffered when Jib went to hit Dana. When I get to Thailand, they're gonna call me OTC.
Huh?
Over the counter? Or tell us what that's gonna stand for, OTC. Or Mike says, go to Venetian? Venetian? I don't know.
Vientiane.
Oh, in Laos. Off topic, have you tried Laotian coffee? I buy a couple kilos every time I can find in Thailand or wherever else. I've had Laotian coffee.
Do
I have. I don't know if you have. I had it at
as I remember, no.
when
I never tried.
Hubba was still in
Oh,
Abita,
Haba, no. I
and
never
they had
heard
the
that.
cafe there. They had Laotian coffee, which is nice. It had kind of it was a light roast, and it had sort of a tea flavor to it. Our coffee that we drink, we get from northern Thailand. It's quite nice. I like it, but it's again more of an earthy coffee flavor. But the light roast, it was like we must be getting delivery because Jib's. Okay. Oh, Jib's moving the plants so they don't burn. Yeah, so the Laotian coffee I had was a light roast. It's quite nice. It was at an artisan shop that only did AeroPress. And it came out great. It wouldn't be a daily drinker for me. Let's get to the important stuff. What are you guys going to eat next? Yeah, so Jib has a couple Tim Tams that she has to try. We have some Swedish fish and some other candies from Joe and the Reese cupcakes. So we actually probably will shoot some shorts this weekend of Jib eating. And then, there's a few other things in the pipe. Hopefully, maybe not today, maybe tomorrow, get some filming done for some other videos. I'm with Jib. I don't want to take meds. I'll take natural supplements, but I'm not a fan of drugs. So yeah, I take a lot of stuff, supplement wise. So my daily pill regimen is everything from, like I take like aspirin daily. I take a drug called metformin. I take resveratrol, NMN. Milk thistle extract, artichoke leaf extract. I take iron. Oh, that rosemary smells fantastic. So nice. Iron. I take a weekly TRT shot. I take a bunch of stuff. I could go on and on. My supplement list is ever growing. Can you get Provigil in the farmer there? I don't know what that is. Provigil. Let me see if I can open up a new window. What's it for, Mike? Modafinil. Used to treat the symptoms of excessive sleepiness caused by obstructive sleep apnea, narcolepsy, and shift work. Modafinil. I've seen this before somewhere. It's never been released in Thailand. It is not registered with the Thai FDA. So no.
Oh.
No, if it's not a registered drug in Thailand, you definitely cannot get it legally. Gator J. Yeah, the eggplant was amazing. I can't wait. We've already ordered our next batch of eggplant. I loved it. Can you get basic workout supplements in Bangkok like creatine, etc.? Yes, but it is very expensive when compared to the U.S. Creatine, not so much, but anything with whey protein, very, very expensive in Thailand. Like 3 times the price of the U.S. for sure. Creatine's a little bit more expensive, but not as bad. And the other thing, anything that comes in a fine powder that's supposed to be soluble tends to like solidify because of the humidity, and so like you have to like really break it up. It's a problem with supplements here. There's only a couple players supplement-wise. There's Nutrition Depot and Fitway are really the 2 companies that dominate the market in supplements in Thailand. They have like GNCs here, but they're not popular. Not like in the U.S.
No, it's in the shopping mall. No?
Yeah, and the ones here, they sell like vitamins. They don't sell like
What
protein powder.
Aww.
Yeah.
I think they focus more on like a
Yeah, it's
a supplement, like
different market.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can get there's actually before the pandemic, half of the train stations had a nutrition depot in them, so you could just pick up your way in the train station as you're changing, or as you're getting on or off. But there again, nutrition depot is expensive. Fitway's expensive, but compared to the U.S., they're not. They're the average price of here in Thailand. Now my glasses are gonna smell like rosemary. So, but yeah, you can get them, but they're not cheap. Cabbage and Condom has numerous Thailand locations and a couple. Oh, I didn't know that.
In UK.
I only thought they had 2 in Thailand, Bangkok and Pattaya. Thanks, Jake. In the UK. Wow. Yes, over the counter, I'm going to get all them drugs. Dude, the stuff you can get muscle relaxers over the counter here that are phenomenal. You can't get like no narcotic stuff like that. I buy metformin, which is a diabetes drug. I don't have diabetes, but it's a very common anti-aging drug. And a lot of people take it off-label in the U.S. for anti-aging because it keeps your blood sugar consistently low. Now, yes, Jib's trying to show our age comparison. Yes, I look older than Jib. I understand that. I am older than Jib, though, but not 20 years older. But here's the thing, that the metformin, I have friends who try to get it in the U.S. and their doctors won't give them a prescription off-label. I buy it in Thailand for like $2 for a 60-day supply. So I take a gram a day. I take it 2 times a day, 500 milligrams each time. And it cost me $2 for 60 days worth. Now, in the U.S., it would cost my friend probably about $6 for 30 days, but he can't even get his doctor to give him a prescription.
Because it's not necessary.
Well, of course it's not necessary, but it doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Maybe he has to go to like an anti-aging doctor.
Gator Jake envisions the shorts with Jib trying Laotian coffee. If
Where
we can
did
find
you
it
get it here?
I'm sure we could find it at one of the craft coffee shops. It's very good. It's a slightly different flavor than Thai coffee. It's similar Arabica plant though. It's just the way they process it.
Okay.
Yeah, Provida's Modafil improves productivity, activity, alertness. So anything like that is like strictly controlled. So like Adderall is actually a controlled substance here, Mike. Ritalin is a controlled substance. I have a friend who had a prescription for Adderall that was seized when he came into the country. So, like that type of stuff, for whatever reason, is strongly controlled here and not easy to get.
And you know, like lately, they control about I can't remember the name of medicine, but it's like help with allergy and like runny nose.
Oh yeah.
That one make you sleepy. Like I had it once. I like almost pass out,
like
sleep.
Benadryl, yeah.
Sleep, like shut down myself for like half day. But it's helped. Like I was like I sneezed so much and like runny nose. I don't know from what happened, but like that time mom gave me once and like I just like sleep. And like after that many years after that, like Thai FDA announced like, okay, this not gonna be on the counter anymore because some teenager mix it with other plant and make it like kind of high and
of course,
you know, like drunk something. So it's like, oh, so for people who has like a bad allergy, like you sneeze sometimes, so they need that.
Yeah.
Like they can't get it on the counter.
Of course.
Have to get it from doctor, and they will give them just like small amount for like each time.
Yeah.
So it's like make it more difficult for them.
Paul says the Modafil is popular among programmers. Yeah. I took Adderall sometimes when I was working on my PhD. I would get it illicitly.
Wow.
I would get it other ways.
So make you wake up or what?
Yeah, so it makes you alert. So there is a drug you can get over the counter here called Nutrapil. I actually have some. I tried it a few times. It's a nootropic stimulant similar to Adderall. Again, it's expensive.
Nutrafil?
Nutrapil, yeah. And I took it a few times. I finished out. I think I have a few left that I just never took. It is okay. I don't think it's phenomenal, and it's expensive here. Now there was a stimulant that used to be sold as a pre-workout. I think it was called HD Stim that Fitway was selling, and I would take that sometimes. It does the same thing essentially, but it gives you like a really heavy crash. That's the problem with it, because it's considered a pre-workout, but it's got like really good like nootropic or like a mind stimulating properties to it. Again, but the crash with it would come so hard that I just would avoid taking it.
That's why you fall asleep?
Well, if you take that, you could sleep like midday easily after like...
That's what you did every day?
Not every day. 6 out of 7. I like to nap. Oh yeah, soldier take alert. Yeah, when you're in the army, you got to be careful what you take too, because they like to random drug test you. When I was in the army, I took nothing, and I would get random drug test every time they did a random drug test. I would be on the list.
Why?
One, I think
because you're big?
Because I'm big, and they probably thought I was on steroids. But two, again, if I'm always testing clean, it gives them good numbers.
So it's like maybe they choose you because you don't do other drugs.
Yeah.
And then your body is big, so that means whatever happened to you, it's not gonna kill you. But to people like small like me, I might die. So
well, I mean, when they drug test me, not when they test drugs. When they drug test me. So, like, I would have friends who would like party all weekend, do coke and smoke weed. You know, they would keep like vats of like synthetic urine in case they got piss tested, and I would just always get randomly chosen. I barely drank when I was in the army, and they give you the piss test and they're like, yeah, Blue, and you're clean. They would do that instant test.
Oh, they don't call you Thomas?
No one. I hate this. My middle names. I'm going to change my name eventually and get rid of my middle name because it's stupid. Monofil's also marketed as Alarak, a lot of different names, maybe Thailand. So I looked up the that name, Modafilin. It says it's not approved by the Thai FDA. Craig is my man. Gator Jake says, be careful with metformin. The VA hands that shit out like Tic Tacs. Suspect of anything sling around as they love pills. They probably give it out because it's an off-patent drug that's super cheap. That's probably why the VA gives it out to anyone who has like elevated blood sugar. But it's a very, very, very common anti-aging off-label drug. I have friends who actually take it for diabetes, but a lot of people, myself included, take it for anti-aging properties. Specifically that there's been trials with mice that show they live 40% longer on a dose of metformin equivalent to like 1 gram a day in humans. You can snort that too if you're feeling nostalgic. The Nazis were on meth during blitzkrieging. So actually, I was reading the other day about there's a fat burner called DMP that is illegal, like the world over. It's classified now as an industrial chemical. But and a lot of doctors talk about it, like a lot of researchers talk about it like it's a cure for obesity. Because it uncouples your body's bond to fat, and your body just continuously burns fat. That's a thermogenic process, though. And so that thermogenic process heats your body up significantly. And if you take too much, you'll basically die of hyperthermia. Like your body will heat up to like 42 degrees. But like this was for the short time it was legal, from like 1930 to like 1938. It was the number one fat burner in the world. They would describe, and the reason they found out about it, I guess it was like women working in like some factory with explosives that used this chemical, and they were all like ultra thin, and their body was just continuously burning fat. But because of the process, because it's an uncoupling drug, the interesting thing is that it doesn't have metabolic side effects. So you burn the fat through this drug, and it doesn't change your metabolism. So you don't have metabolic damage after you've taken it. But again, you can still buy it, you can find it, but it's very, very illegal in most of the Western world to get. But really interesting drug, and so they think that the problem is if you overdose on it, it's 100% that you're going to die because your body will just go hyperthermic. Now, militaries though, in like the 40s, they would, when they were fighting in like cold weather, they would give it to their soldiers to stay warm. So they would give them this drug, and they'd be like in -0 degree temperature, and they'd take this, and they'd be fine.
Ah, okay.
You know, and it just kept your body really hot. But it's that uncoupling process that's really interesting. It allows your body to just uncouple fat and burn it for fuel.
So then it can make you slim
Yeah.
because you have lots of fat.
Yeah. So, but again, it's dangerous if you take too much. And if you're not getting like regulated doses. The other thing is like if you take it and then you work out and your body temperature continues to spike, right? Like you'd have to be really careful with what you were taking, your dosing.
Maybe you have to take it and exercise in Alaska.
Or maybe you take it on a day you don't exercise. You know, like as an off day to burn additional fat. And so I guess there's also been talk about it having anti-cancer properties because of that uncoupling, that they think that it could actually work to help reduce cancer spread because of that hydrogen bond uncoupling. So it's interesting drug, but hopefully it'll get clinical trials. But again, the fact that dosage is so important that if you take too much, you're basically guaranteed to die.
Burn from inside, not nice.
I know people who have taken it.
Yeah.
Obviously successfully, they're alive, and they all basically say like, you take it, like you're gonna like. So I know Tony takes it. Tony's taken it and works out on it, and he says it's a very difficult workout, but he takes a low dosage. So some people talk about taking like a gram, right, of it and as a dosage, and then Tony takes 200 milligrams.
Okay.
And then works out on it. But he said your workout is still incredibly difficult because you're just constantly burning fat and your energy is just depleted. But the other thing is like some people will take it for days and days and days at a time. Whereas if you just take it intermittently, you actually get better benefits because you can still work out when you're not on it and get hard workouts in. So I think there's a lot of things behind it that you need to consider. But again, more research on a drug like that would be amazing. I've never heard about either of you drinking alcohol. Do either of you drink wine, beer, etc.? Yeah.
We do.
So actually, we had bought a...
we enjoy to pick new can from 7-Eleven.
Yeah. So like we don't drink in volume, Osito. So like most of the time, if we buy a can of beer or like some drink, we split it. And
to taste it.
Yeah, to try it. And for Jib, that's more than enough. For me, you know, that's fine. We bought a bottle of wine yesterday that is quite large, but it was like a dry red.
1.5 liter.
Yeah, but it was also like super cheap. So we were like, oh, we'll try it because for us, like say we try this dry red wine and we don't like it, I'll use it to cook something, and that'll be fine. But we also bought like a bottle of sparkling. I don't know if it's wine cooler or if it's just supposed to be like sparkling wine. It's just because sometimes it's nice to have something fizzy. But yeah, like we don't drink frequently, like very rarely, and when we do, it's not a big volume. I like bourbon. Every now and then I'll have a glass of bourbon, but that's been probably a year since I've really had bourbon.
Can you add rosemary in a bourbon?
Yeah, could make a drink with rosemary. There's a few. Yeah, maybe we'll try that. We have a ton of rosemary, so I have to figure it out.
I have to eat it before they all die.
Internal combustion, yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So no ketosis from that drug. So, you're talking about the DMP? Yeah, it's again, it uncouples the hydrogen bonds on the fat, so it allows your body to tap that source, and use it in that way. What's that drug's name? It's DMP. Let me throw a link up. I don't have my phone. I don't have any other windows open. I have. Oh, wait, I have the other. Here we go. It's dinethropinol. I'm bad with the Latin names.
Dinitro something. Dinitro.
Yeah, because I just threw it in the chat. This is the Wikipedia
It's not
link.
din, it's di.
Di
Does mean two.
I know.
Dinitro.
So yeah, you can check it out. Kratom, Thai crack.
Kratom.
Is that
Did you try it?
is it a plant?
Yeah, it's a plant.
So I know
In the South.
yaba is a popular drug here. It's kind of like that crystal meth. Like you see a lot of I assume every truck and bus driver is on yaba. Every laborer.
Kratom, I never see the fresh leaves, but people who work in the South, they will have it
chew it.
Yeah. It's like we have chili plant here, right?
Yeah.
But they have kratom tree in their house. So before they go to collect the rubber in the early morning, they chew one leaves and they keep chewing it and go get rubber. Something that's so my teacher, as she's from the South, she said her dad did that also. It's kind of their culture, but they're not gonna get high. They just chew the fresh leaf.
Gotcha.
So it make them can work longer in the sun. That's what she said.
Eric says you could infuse some amazing Thai fruits with vodka.
With that leaves, like a teenager, boil it as a soup and add the medicine I told you, or some tramadol.
Okay.
And they get high and die sometimes.
It's natural selection.
Yeah.
So Eric says you could infuse some amazing Thai fruits with vodka, have a new drink. Yeah, I actually once infused rambutan into bourbon. Well, not bourbon, cheap bourbon. Benchmark 8.
Try
which is
lychee.
the cheapest stuff they sell here. Yeah, lychee would be good. When I make old fashioned, instead of using citrus in my muddle, I use dragon fruit skin. Comes out quite nice. Hey, Sam, what's going on, my man? Pilot Sam.
Hello, Sam.
Oh, wait, it's here. You can get Alertin 100 in Thailand. Try it, you'll like it. Alertin 100. Is that OTC here? Get it. Kratom is a fruit. You can make a type of somtum from it. It's very good. I think you may be talking about the same thing.
Kratom, not kratom. Kratom is the leaves.
Okay, and
kratom is the round one. We saw at the market the other day.
Okay.
Can make ส้มตำ yes. Can make กระท้อนทรงเครื่อง I cannot make, but I know where to get it.
Mike says kratom equals cocaine.
Yeah, that type. But I don't know if it's that equal.
No one ever told John about that, I guess, so he'd be growing it.
He must know, but it's not easy to find it here, I think.
Oh, Osito likes to drink yadong, really?
Yadong. That's the, what you call เหล้าขาว
So I drank the yadong on the street before, and I got a rash. Full body rash.
I think maybe that's methanol.
Yeah, it probably was not good. One time we got alcohol up at the Hill Tribe, and I thought I was gonna go blind. I couldn't see stuff straight for
I
that
just
night.
sipped half a cup the teacher gave me.
Yeah.
I don't know how can the villagers survive that drink.
Very rough.
Like auntie who gave us the bottles, they drink a lot, nothing.
And it was clearly it was very methanol-y.
Like they
Yeah.
drink like nothing. Okay. Talk and like
Gay Jake says maybe
Another-
he heard wrong. Kraton versus kratom.
yeah, graton is a fruit. Gratom is the leaf.
Very similar sounding for sure.
Well, but his spelling is right, and the words is right.
Yeah, but like he maybe heard me say it one way and not. I
Yeah.
probably mispronounced it.
Yes.
Is what happened. Mike says my grandfather told me when he was a lumberjack in the 20s,
Lumberjack.
Coca-Cola tasted nutty. They would drink one and go chop down trees.
Oh.
You know, I don't know if in the 20s, but Coca-Cola originally had cocaine in it, right? It was,
Is it real cocaine?
yeah, real cocaine.
So like you kind of happy after drink or what?
Energetic.
Ah, okay.
Do they have cocaine and caffeine? They have stalls that have herbs infused in the yadong, straight yadong, no way. Yes, I had the one with the herbs infused in it on the street, and I got a rash.
So it's like either herb or reptiles.
Yeah, but the stuff we had up at the Hill Tribe was just straight. Literally, it came.
It's เหล้าขาว not ยาดอง
Lao Khao. It literally came in an old Sprite bottle with no cap, and they put
They just-
saran
they
wrap
make
on the
it
top,
themselves.
and they put an elastic over. That was the top. And yeah, so the teacher got a bottle as like a way to say thank you. And so we were drinking it, and yeah, like I started to like lose my vision. And I told Joe I have to stop. I can't see anything.
No, because you blind already.
Yeah, that too. But it's again, it's an interesting beverage. I know they have the scorpion one and the rattlesnake one that you can get here. It's kind of like for tourists. No one really drinks it.
ไง
Cobra, yeah. Not rattlesnake, cobra, yeah. But no one really drinks that. It's just for tourists.
No, tourists drink it.
That's what I'm saying. Tourists drink it, but that's it. Like locals don't
No,
drink
some
that.
Thai drink it also.
Yeah, not really.
No, some like they familiar with all the snake. They just kill it. They chop it and stir fry it with holy basil.
No, but I'm saying like no one drinks the whiskey with the
They
stuff.
drink,
Not on a
really.
regular basis.
But
I think
you
that's-
have to go to a place that very local.
That's tourism shit.
No, not just that.
It's like Super Setha.
You have to go to the right area to see that.
Special herbs in KFC. What? Special what? 18 herbs and spices in KFC? Yeah, real cocaine. You do need caffeine to go chop down the tree.
Wow.
Lumberjack seems like it'd be a cool job. Very difficult job though, I would imagine. Especially before like all the automated stuff they have today.
So it's a good exercise.
Yeah, that's why lumberjacks always look jacked, right?
I did one before, yeah, I know.
You date a lumberjack before? When? What was this?
It's a part-time.
Part-time lumberjack in Thailand?
No, in America.
No. Interesting.
Yeah, and he looks like Chris Evans.
No. I doubt that. Well, luckily you upgraded to the Hulk. To Dr. Banner.
Oh, funny.
Anyway, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. Call it a day. Get to work on some Saturday stuff and just sort of chill for the rest of the day. I got some things to do. Jib's got some things to do. And maybe get a workout in. Hopefully don't die.
Do you see the sun?
Yeah, already UV index 9. So,
ใช่เหรอ
Yeah.
Not 11?
no, not yet. All right, guys. Thank you for rocking with us today. We appreciate it. And until next time, keep taking action. Make your ideas reality.